I would say that over a period of time, India should be the largest economy in the world, and that may take some time. So I think that's one, and we need transformational reforms. We need to change our way of thinking to achieve that status of the largest economy. And I'm not just stopping at being the largest, I'm also saying that it should be the most respected economy. So there should be a very high degree of respect for India at a global level. This council can act like a think tank and work closely in cooperation not only with the center but with the states in driving this agenda which will transform India. I think their ability to influence the state and the center is very, very crucial, and they should make very precise recommendations which can be implemented. And if there are objections to those recommendations, how do you present the data so that the objections can be overcome? This council is floated or pioneered by the Times Group, which has a huge influence because of their leadership positions in not only print, television, other mediums, and that itself is a great opportunity to make an impact. So if they can take a holistic view of the recommendations of the Leadership Council, it can have a multiplier effect in terms of driving public opinion and influencing government. The fact that they have such a large reach itself is a great opportunity, and the government would take this council far more seriously than an initiative taken by somebody else who doesn't have that kind of influence. So I think it's very important that they leverage that power they have of influencing the government, not only at the center but at the state level. And I believe that there has to be a lot of synergy between center and states, because many reforms are state subjects, and the fact that in many states now the NDA government is in power is a good thing. And going forward, there are indications that the number of states where NDA is in power will increase over a period of time. So the center's ability to influence state will increase over a period of time, and that's a very good sign in terms of driving reforms, particularly those reforms which are to be done at the state level. Industry is in a situation where short term we are not seeing the impact of all the reforms. I believe that's a matter of time. We are paying some price for short term aberrations or short term breaks because of some of the big reforms which have been undertaken, whether it is demonetization or whether it is GST implementation. But I think we should look at long term, because long term is more important, and we may have to pay a small price for some short term setbacks because of these big reforms taking place and impacting that journey. But if we really look at the long term, I don't think the industry will have huge complaints in terms of not doing something which the government should be doing. So innovation would still top my list. We have a great opportunity of innovating, whether it is the Jan Dhan Yojana or Aadhaar or mobile phones, and a combination of JAM, which includes Jan Dhan, Aadhaar and mobile. So there are great opportunities for innovation, and that will take us really into the next orbit of transformation and growth. So I would say innovation tops my list. Second is capability building, because any change requires change in competencies and capabilities. So I think it's very important to change capabilities. So whether it's a shift towards the GST regime or any other big transformation, there will be some people who may not be fully ready to cope up with that challenge. So to do capability in advance prior to the launch of the reforms is very important. I think that's what the government is trying to do in GST journey. So I would say capability would be second. And the third would be policy advocacy, because ultimately if the council comes up with a lot of ideas, their ability to influence the government at the center as well as at the state would be very important. So I think how the whole presentation is made to the government in terms of policy initiatives, white papers being released for each initiative, and ultimately ensure that the government takes us seriously and implements those those reforms which need to be done, because this is a continuous process. I don't think the reforms will end within the next 1 or 2 or 3 years. I think they will continuously grow, because the whole world is changing, and we have to keep up with changes in the global environment. So I see that the role of a council on a long-term sustainable basis.